Do me a favor, guys. Like the video, thumbs up, subscribe, heart, whatever the things are. It's Burn It Down with Kim Brown here on YouTube at BIDWKB, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram at Burn It Down Kim at Burn It Down KB on Twitter. So I got a little confused at the story that I'm about to tell you all, but I think I got it clear because I was not trying to come on here reporting erroneous information. I initially thought that the suspect in this case was police, but I believe I was mistaken. I think I just misread officer and offender. And I know many of my Fire fan members would say, well, Kim, what's the difference between an officer and an offender? Good question, Fire fam. I would say no difference. I would say no difference because the best criminals out here wear badges, everybody, and they are on the taxpayer dole. Funny how that works. However, the story still very much applies to the theme of things that I discuss here, and that is random violence against women. And maybe I don't discuss the randomness enough as I do intimate partner violence, right? But make no mistake, simply being a woman can sometimes be the only reason necessary to perpetuate an attack, okay? A physical attack. And in this case, on a stranger. Now, some might say, well, Kim, actually, in fact, men commit random violence against strange and unknown men all the time. They do. But it usually comes in the form of like a robbery, right? Like a man is going to run up on another man he doesn't know, never seen, and rob him, right? You're not usually just going to run up on him and start wailing on him or stabbing him. Like that usually doesn't happen. That like there when it comes to man on man violence, there's usually some pre-knowledge of the man. And even the same case with man on woman violence. The attacker is usually known to the victim, right? But I feel as though when it's stranger on stranger violence, that tends to result in the woman being the victim most often. And such was the case this week in Chicago. I believe this happened where we at Wednesday, the 5th of June, outside of Chicago's Union Station. And let's see, where are we going to start here? Actually, Will, let us, well, you can pop up actually, let's just go straight to the video. Actually, because the article doesn't, I mean, the art, well, you could throw up the article. Let me read the headline if you like. But it says California man charged with stabbing 71-year-old woman outside of Chicago's Union Station, CPD says. And the details about this case are pretty crazy because it's happened in broad daylight, right? And in all of the protect yourself women, here's what you got to do to keep yourself safe women, and all that fucking advice, one of the things that is usually at the top is don't travel alone at night. Don't walk around at night. I guess anywhere ever, women. And that is for the rest of your life. That is when you are a girl child. That is when you are a young woman. That's when you're a mature woman. That's when you're an old woman. You can't walk around at night alone because a man might attack you. So some real shit. Problem is, guys, this 71-year-old woman was attacked in broad daylight, like at lunchtime at Chicago's Union Station. It's a heavily populated, heavily foot traveled area. I'm sure this woman pretty much thought it's totally safe for me to come out here and walk my dogs and represent Woo in the middle of the day in Chicago near a popular area. But no, that was not the case. And I'd like for us to get into the story. Who is this here? I think this is CBS Chicago is who to attribute credit for this package. Will, can we take a look at the story, please?
Stabbing and critically injuring a 71-year-old woman is headed to court today.
The incident happened outside Union Station on Wednesday afternoon. CBS 2's Mugo Digwe is live outside the Layton Criminal Courthouse, where that suspect will appear before a judge a little later today. Good morning, Mugo.
Yeah, good morning to you, Dana and Ryan. So Chicago police say the suspect in this case, that man, he is facing attempted murder and aggravated battery charges. And here he is on your screen, 25-year-old Wilson Barreno. He's from Oakland, California. The victim, 71-year-old Arlene Rado, was walking her dog around 1:30 on Wednesday afternoon. Arlene's husband, Alan Rado, tells us that's when Barreno grabbed her from the neck behind, and he stabbed her 7 times in the neck, as well as several times throughout her body before running away. Alan says 2 Good Samaritans helped his wife after the stabbing. One of them even ran after Barreno and trapped him until police arrived. Alan spoke to our Suzanne Lemignot over the phone. He says his wife is still in the hospital, but she is doing well.
She's able to get out of the bed. Fortunately, it didn't hit any vital organs. It wasn't like her legs were cut or anything like that. It was mainly her neck and lower back. So she is in discomfort, but she is able to get around. She's sitting, matter of fact, right now in a recliner.
And the good news here is he says he expects she will be released from the hospital sometime today. As for the suspect, Barreno, again, he will make his initial court appearance later this afternoon. We're live at 26th and Cal. Mugo Digwe, CBS 2 News.
When I tell you that is a absolute bonkers story that happens with some frequency, maybe not as violent as a random man approaching an elderly woman at 1:30 in the afternoon, grabbing her from behind and then stabbing her 7 times in the neck. This woman is very fortunate to not only be alive, but not to have suffered any permanent damage from being stabbed in the neck 7 times by some fucking random ass 25-year-old who she's never seen before. I want to salute and say what's up and thank you to the bystanders. It didn't indicate in the package there whether or not any of the bystanders intervened physically, but it sounded as though they obviously did, but it didn't sound as I'm not clear whether or not hands was put on this suspect, right? I guess that's pretty much what I'm getting to. But the bystander, somebody cared enough to pursue this person, which again, whoo, I'm starting to have all kinds of conflicting thoughts about people intervening when they are witnessing violence on the street, because at first I thought I was with it, and now I'm not sure. Now I'm honestly not sure. But these bystanders in Chicago did spring into action, did pursue this person according to police, and was able to hold him, corral him, I'm not sure, detain him in some way until police arrived. That's incredible that any of that fucking happened. This is actually a miraculous story. This very easily could have ended in a murder. But Wilson Barreno there charged with 3 felonies, including attempted murder, including assault with a deadly weapon, and I think another felony specifying a specific kind of battery on a person over the age of 60. I appreciate such a law being on the books in Illinois. Our elders need protection out here, guys. And that's another thing too. Anyone that thinks that, I don't know, how can I put this? Like only younger women are preyed on. That's definitely not true. Elderly people are a vulnerable group within our group, okay? And they are targeted for all kinds of crimes. Now, whether or not the victim's age played a part in the alleged perpetrator selecting her as a victim, I'm guessing it does. I'm guessing it does. And even when it comes to issues of sexual violence, elderly women are not excluded from that also. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I think about as I get older, right? Because your sort of default thinking would lead you to believe that, oh, well, I'm getting older, so I'm less hot or not as sexy, youthful, whatever the fuck, supple. I don't I'm not as whatever the fuck, insert random adjective here, as I was at 25, 35, right? So even though admittedly I do get less attention, thank God, from men on the street, which thumbs up. Appreciate that, fellas. Let's keep that going. I know that just because you get older don't mean that somebody would not come try it on some violent shit. Either straight up physical violence, as was the case here in this incident in Chicago, or so on some sexual violence shit. Unfortunately, female is on the menu for predators from infancy until elderly. And that is a sad reality of life that I even hate to think about. And I hate even more to say it aloud, but it is the truth. So even though nobody in the story seemingly was black, well, I don't know. The brother, I don't know what he was. Wilson Guerrero, whatever the fuck his name was, he looked browner than a motherfucker. So he might be Afro-Latino. I don't know. And I think the victim was a white woman. I need violence against all women to stop immediately. I need people, especially those that feel they may have some sort of predisposition to being violent. I need these people to reach out. Not to the police. Don't tell the police you're feeling violent, please come get me. That's probably a bad idea. But there are any number of mental health service numbers at minimum, or services either at the local level, the state level, or even at the federal level with the suicide hotline. What's the numbers for that? I think it's 899 or something like that. I think even if you were feeling homicidal, they would encourage you to just go ahead and give them a call anyway. Like they could probably put you in touch with the right people. Don't just call if you feeling, like you might commit some self-harm. If you think you might commit some other harms to people in your household, to someone on the street, to your baby mother or father, call somebody, say something. We have to learn how to respond. And listen, to be clear, this person, this man accused of stabbing this woman, he may have some mental health issues going on. Like, that sounds extra, right? No relationship with this woman, no knowledge, advanced previous, at least not indicated, of this person, and he just stabs a stranger in the neck for no reason. That indicates some sort of mental health issue is going on. But just because you are having a mental health crisis, you can be misogynist also. Like, your mental health issue can exasperate your misogyny, therefore spurring you to attack the next woman, the next bitch that I see is getting this knife to the neck. It's all connected, man. It's all connected. So I want to send solidarity to that lady. And again, to all ladies, to all vulnerable folks, especially our gender non-conforming folks. It's Pride Month. Our trans folks out here. Head on a swivel, kids. Head on a swivel. The predators cannot be convinced not to prey upon us. And I'm using predators generally, broadly, widely here, gentlemen. I'm not saying everybody, but you understand what I'm saying. The predators, whoever they are, they're not taking it easy on folks out here, and it's imperative. Head on a swivel and hopefully poke it in your pocket. I advocate for not only home self-defense in them streets. Get you a knife. That might be bad advice for folks maybe in New York City. I know that, which is wild to me, that carrying a knife on your person is illegal in New York. But fuck, it could be illegal in Maryland for all the fuck I know. But guess what? I don't care. Come lock me up. Because if somebody jump on me, they're gonna get something else. You understand? So I don't play them games, especially as a disabled woman, as a black woman. If you fall into either of those categories, or both of those categories, or lateral adjacent categories, you better put something on your person, put it on your purse, son, in your purse, in your pocket, I don't dig the mace shit because I'm always afraid I'm gonna accidentally squirt myself. So I don't do the tear gas. I'm here for that up close and personal action. If you close enough to me to put hands on me and to attack me, then guess what I'm close enough to do to you. And on that note, beloveds, we're gonna say good night. Bonsoir.